Yo fam, what's up? Welcome back to the US30 analysis, right? So most probably if you're watching this video the day it dropped, chances are you watched the NAS 100 video that dropped before this one. That should have been one video, but you feel me, it's better to separate the videos so the videos aren't too long and stuff like that. You feel me? So it's your boy Vussy Magz. Let's go ahead and go into it, man. So like I said in the other video, I need y'all to go I need y'all to go follow my Instagram, right? Because on Friday I want to make a video where I answer all of you guys' questions, and those questions you guys are gonna basically send them to me via Instagram status thing or whatever. I'm gonna do it on Friday though, so just go follow me in the meantime, and then we're gonna do that when the day comes, you feel me? So US30. Alright fam, so what we're gonna do now, we're gonna look at the US30. You feel me? So the US30, ladies and gentlemen, we're looking at it on the daily time frame right now, but if you go to the 240, just so you can understand what's been happening in the past, right, you'll see that there were times where I was looking to buy this thing, right? The first signal was here because of the thing. When I started trading this, for this leg that's going on here is what I'm talking about. I started trading here, started entering into this market when it was here, because this was a significant low. So you know, if you know how to read candlestick patterns and candlestick formations, then you know basically how to trade this one, right? So now the price has been going up, it's been faking out, but the general movement is pushing up. You understand? The market has been pushing up. So I want us to do a little quick analysis of this whole thing. You understand? So what I'm gonna do is just gonna clean this chart, and then we're gonna start from the daily time frame and see basically what do we have going on here. But I've analyzed this chart so many times, fam, that I've analyzed it so many times over the long term that immediately when I go to a higher time frame, I can sort of see the trend lines in my mind. So I don't mean to move too fast, you feel me, but I'm just gonna try my best to explain the whole procedure of how we are getting here, right? So first things first, you need to find the trend line that you can rely on. You understand? So this one is chopping through our movement, right? Let me just put it like this, and then if you move it here like this, and then we draw it like this, then it's basically chopping through our chart at the same time. You understand? So if we need to find a trend line we can rely on, probably if we use this one from 22 January 2021 until now, let's see what's up. Maybe we can use this one. You understand? So don't get scared by when the market does this to your trend line, because these are things we can consider as fake outs. You understand? So I still stand by this trend line here, that this is the trend line that we're supposed to be using from here onwards. You understand? So let's see if we can find the trend line at the top now, right? And I'm just gonna zoom out a little bit. You know, I'm just gonna zoom out a little bit like this, and then the aim now here, the aim of why I'm doing this now, I want to see if there's another trend line that I can use instead of the one that we're using now, right? So even if I use this one and align it like this, it's still not helping by telling us what's going on with the current price, you see. So this is I do this process every time I analyze my charts. You understand? So sharp. This one we're gonna leave it. All the trend lines that we try to draw, we're gonna leave them. Why? Because, and there's a reason why I'm even zooming in, guys. I want to explain something very briefly. You understand? If we want a trend line, we want a trend line that's gonna tell us something about the current price. So if we draw a trend line and our trend line is way over here like this, say our trend line is like this, it's too far from the price. You understand? Even if the trend line holds some weight, because maybe it makes contact with previous areas, but the fact that now the price isn't down here, it's actually up here, then why do we really need to use a trend line like this one? You understand? So this is the only trend line that we have here. and it's making contact twice, right? This one make contact 1, 2, 3 times, so we can sort of rely more on this one than this one. Unless we break below this one, then we can go revert back to having this trend line as our main trend line. But for now, this is our main trend line on the daily, right? So I want to see if we can have a trend line at the top, so we can form a ascending channel, because we already know this is the uptrend. You understand what I'm saying? We already know this is the uptrend. I'm gonna draw it like this, and then we're gonna zoom in a little bit more, right? But you can see the price action wasn't really respecting this zone here, because we made contact 1, 2, right? At 3 we broke, we faked out, and then we came back down, then broke out again. But there are areas where it was testing, so this structure had to be still holding weight, right? And then it will test here, and then we'll still continue rising, come back, test, rise, test again, and then drop below until it dropped again to this structure, where this is the structure that held. You feel me? This is the structure that held. So now the basically what's going on, we are trading between these two trend lines, the main one and also the trend line at the bottom that we're using. You're gonna have to focus on 1 and 2, not 1, 2, 3, because the price isn't, this trend line isn't telling us anything about what's going on up here. You feel me? So I just want to zoom in a little bit more. I'm seeing other levels like this structure here. It's looking like a triple top. You understand? And I don't really, these things like triple tops and whatever, I don't use them as a signal. I just use them as an indicator. Let me explain what I'm talking about, right? So we see that the price is basically, it's getting stuck. The price hasn't been able to cross this area here. So usually something happens at this zone where we're at now. You understand? So why I use this levels, support, resistance, and double tops and triple tops, I don't use them as an indicator and say, no, because baby peeps said that when the price goes for the third time, it's gonna break out, it's gonna push down. No, I don't use them like that. I use them so I can pay attention to the candlestick formation when the price gets to those levels. I hope you understand what I'm saying. It's not really about this formation. In the Bible, it says it's gonna do like, it's gonna break out to the top or to the downside, or if it's ascending, it's gonna keep going up or whatever. It's more about how the price behaves at those key levels. You understand? So another way of looking at this, because I want to look at it from different perspectives before I can tell you what to look at. This is basically my long-term outlook, and then I also want to look at it from the short term, right? So in the short term, we can kind of draw a trend line like this if we want to really see what's going on, and then there's also a structure like this, you see. So still, like I said, right, this is a very simplistic way of analyzing this chart also. You see, we have this trend line here, and we have this one, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 also, you see. So the simplest way of me explaining to y'all what's actually happening here, it's either based on the price action, it's either the price is gonna do what? It's gonna drop here. You understand? Because what? Because this is the structure that we're in. You understand? And when it drops, it might have to come to this zone here, right? Because it's not guaranteed that the price is gonna go to the bottom trend line. Just this low here, this is where things might turn again, right? But if we're looking at it from the previous analysis, remember, I still told you, because we're at this high, we have to pay attention to what's going on. And also because we're at our trend line. If we break out now again, then the price is just going to keep going now, because basically we've been testing this level for the longest time ever, you see. So in terms of US30, I won't say I'm really sold on the direction of where the price is going to go now, because anything is still possible. It's still possible that the price must still reject. You understand? The price might still reject our what you call this, resistance, and then start to drop again, which means for this whole period, this market is just moving sideways, right? I made throughout my years in trading, I've made the most money when the market was moving in one direction, either it was uptrend or downtrend. When the market is moving sideways like this, for me personally, my experience, that's when I made the least amount of money, and that's when I took the most losses. You understand? So that's why I'm saying we gotta wait to see how the price reacts at this zone. I only want to break out. If it's still gonna keep going down, then it's not really something that I look to put more money into. You understand? Versus the NAS, because if you watch the analysis, then you know what we're talking about. This thing is pushing up, fam. You know what I'm saying? So, fam, it's a boy Vussy Magz in the building. You already know what it is. The US30, like I said, I'm seeing the structure still makes sense, but for what's going on in the current leg of what's going on with the US30 isn't really making sense because it's moving sideways, right? So based on my experience, I know the US30 is something I'm not going to take as serious as the NAS 100 for this week, because where we're at now, we're just moving sideways, or only until if we get a breakout. And if we do get a breakout, I'm going to make a video and let you guys know about it, right? But in the meantime, you can just go check out my free Telegram public channel. The link is in the first comment. The pinned comment is the link to the Telegram. It's your boy. I love each and every one of you who watches my video. You feel me? So I'm gonna keep on making content to help each and every one of you. Alright, boy, sending out, man. Peace out.